Hey guys, and welcome on into the next off-season preview show. Today we're going to be talking all about the Winnipeg Jets, taking a look at what the Jets need to do in the off-season. Without further ado, we'll jump right into it and start with the first segment, which is draft picks and management. The Winnipeg Jets have most of their picks for this upcoming draft. They don't have their second, they don't have their fourth. But the most important pick, of course, their first-round pick, they do have, of course, towards the later part of the draft, but still a first-round pick. Kevin Cheveldayoff, general manager, head coach, Scott Arnell. No changes needed for the Jets overall in management, and they've got their draft picks, most of their picks here for this year. Looking at the next few years, looking at offer sheet capability, and the Jets are able to offer a player an offer sheet below $2,340,037, and then they are able to offer a player between $4.6 million to $7.02. And then, of course, they can offer a player over $11,700,193. So the Winnipeg Jets have some offer sheet capability, but not all of their picks the next few years. So they can only offer players certain salary amounts this upcoming season. Not sure if the Jets will be a team that does an offer sheet. It's kind of hard to tell who will be the teams that offer sheet and who won't. Of course, in recent years, we haven't really seen a lot of offer sheets, but the St. Louis Blues changed that last season. So with a ton of RFAs available, with the cap going up, we could definitely see some teams offer sheet players more this upcoming season. Taking a look at the free agents for the Winnipeg Jets, and this is where they have a lot. They have a lot of free agents. They do have over $26 million in projected cap space, so they do have the ability to re-sign guys. And looking at this list overall, I think it's pretty clear to most people, Gabriel Vilardi, the number one player you got to get signed, just with his age. With how well he's done with Winnipeg the last couple seasons. You want to get him re-signed and as an RFA. Most likely a long-term deal and most likely a pretty big raise coming for him. Other RFAs, Morgan Barron, Rasmus Kupari, Dylan Sandberg, look to get those guys re-signed. I don't think are going to break the bank. You're going to be able to afford those guys and get them re-signed to probably 3-year deal, 2-year deal type things. And then with the UFAs, of course, Nikolai Ehlers is the number one left winger available, and he's going to be heavily sought after. Winnipeg obviously wants to keep him. Do they re-sign him before we get to free agency? That will be a question. Of course, if they get him re-signed, then he won't go to free agency. If he does go to free agency, he could re-sign with the Jets. But I think if he goes to free agency, I think there's going to be other teams that will probably pay him more and might offer him a little bit too high of a dollar amount just because he is the number one left winger available. So Jets have cap space. They've got a couple guys, Gabriel Vilardi, at least, Rasmus Kupari, Dylan Sandberg, Morgan Barron, those RFAs. You want to get them re-signed. The other UFAs, it'll be weird to see Mason Appleton in a different jersey, but Brandon Tanev, Hayden Fleury, Dominic Donato, Chris Drieger, I could see them all going to new teams here in the offseason. But the Jets, if they want to keep one of those or two of those guys around, they've got the cap space. And it's totally up to Mr. Kevin Cheveldayoff what he wants to do with the players in free agency this year. Taking a look at the forward group as it's projected to be, Kyle Connor, Mark Scheifele, and Gabriel Vilardi on that top line. Nino Niederreiter, Vladislav Nemestikov, and Cole Perfetti as the second line. Alex Iafallo, Adam Lowry, Rasmus Kupari, the third line. David Gustafsson, Morgan Barron, Jarrett Anderson-Dolan as that fourth line. And then other younger players, Parker Ford and Brad Lambert, who I think is going to be a great player for the Winnipeg Jets for a long time, as some other younger players. So the Jets do have a very good roster, obviously winning the President's Trophy last season. And they've got some young guys coming up to help them in the future as well. Looking at this lineup here, Nino Niederreiter, I don't think is a second-line guy. I think he's much more of a third-line player at this point in his career. Nemestikov, I can see also as a little bit more of a third-line player, but if he does have to play on that second line, it's not going to be the end of the world for the Jets. You do notice without Nikolai Ehlers, you do notice that hole of the second-line winger spot. So the Jets will obviously try to re-sign him. If they can't, they should probably look to free agency to get another guy because I think the top six needs a little bit of an improvement overall. But this Jets team isn't going to fall off a cliff this year. They still have their core signed, obviously Hellebuck, and then you've got that top line and other pieces throughout the lineup. Captain Adam Lowry. So there's good guys in this lineup for the Jets. Get your RFA signed, and then look at making an addition. If you're not going to keep Nikolai Ehlers, if he is going to go to free agency and go to another team, try to sign another left winger in free agency. Looking at left wingers that are available in free agency, other than Nikolai Ehlers, a lot of older players. You could look at Andrei Kuzmenko, but as you can see, quite a big of a drop-off from Nikolai Ehlers to Kuzmenko. James Van Riemsdyk is getting up there. Marchand, Jamie Benn. Don't really see either of those guys coming to Winnipeg. And then Jonathan Drouin. Most likely probably resigns in Colorado, but I am hearing thoughts, rumors, at least reporting that they want to try to keep Brock Nelson. So I don't know if you're keeping Nelson and Drouin with the cap space that they've got available. Centers, don't know if the Jets are looking at any of these centermen. They're pretty, as I said, they maybe could use another second line center if they did want to upgrade from Nemestikov. I'm not sure. Obviously, every show we talk about Sam Bennett. He would be a great fit with this scrappy Winnipeg team. He would be a very good addition for them, but I'm not sure that the Jets will go after Sam Bennett, assuming he does go to free agency. Right wingers, maybe one of these guys could be a fit, but I do think you do want to look at more of the left winger spot, so I'm not sure. Obviously, you've got Gabriel Vilardi, and then you also have Cole Perfetti on that right wing. Rasmus Kupari, assuming he is re-signed. Niederreiter plays right wing as well, so there's options for the Jets at right wing. Taking a look at RFAs available, obviously Gabriel Vilardi on this list. A guy like Matthew Nyes would be fantastic in Winnipeg, of course. Highly unlikely that the Leafs are going to let him go, but there are some young players here. The issue, though, with restricted free agents, the Jets would have to pull off some kind of trade because most likely where the dollar amount lies, they're not going to really be able to have the capability of offer sheeting these guys unless they can get them around $7 million below that $7,020,113, or if they go above $11.7 million, which I'm not sure the Jets are going to be doing. So I think it's much more likely they add a UFA than an RFA this upcoming offseason. Taking a look at the defensive group for the Jets. Josh Morrissey and Dylan DeMello on the top pair. Dylan Sandberg, Neil Pionk on the second pair. Logan Stanley, Luke Shen as that third pair. And then you've also got guys like Colin Miller and Ville Heinola as extra depth guys. I think the Jets are pretty set at defense. I don't really know if they make a whole lot of moves with the defense. Maybe they look to add one guy. Maybe they look to upgrade. Maybe RFA-wise, maybe Sandberg doesn't get re-signed. Maybe he gets moved. The Jets could make a change at defense if they wanted, but overall, I think the defense is pretty set here coming into this offseason for the Jets. Taking a look at UFA defensemen, a lot of guys in this list if the Jets did want to go and add a defenseman. But like I said, I think that they might want to look for a top six winger. I don't know if they do make an addition at defense, but there are lots of guys for them to choose from if they did want to add a defenseman. Taking a look at goaltenders, obviously Connor Hellebuck, your starting goalie, who year after year after year is a Vezina candidate in the regular season. It's just the playoffs things. He struggles a bit more in the playoffs, as we've seen. So Eric Comrie is backup. I don't know if they make a move with Comrie. I think they keep him as backup. Hellebuck as starter. I think the Jets goaltending is pretty set in stone here this offseason. But crazier things have happened. Maybe they move and get a different backup. Obviously, guys in this list, if they did want to add somebody. RFA goaltenders, I don't really see them looking to add an RFA. I think if anything, they would want to upgrade the backup position. So, but Eric Comrie, and then you see the other UFA goaltenders available. Is anybody really that big of an upgrade over Comrie? With goaltending, of course, year after year after year, we see goalies go up and down. It's just a very volatile position where a goaltender can have a great season the next year and then completely fall off the year after. Or they can just have kind of mediocre years and then have a really great year out of nowhere. That's just kind of the goaltending position. So, as I said, I don't think goaltending is really a huge need for the Jets this offseason. My offseason tasks for the Winnipeg Jets. Number one, re-sign Gabriel Vilardi. Of course, young top-line forward. You've got tons of cap space. Get him re-signed for next season. Try and re-sign Nikolai Ehlers. Of course, it's going to depend on if he wants to go to free agency or not. If the Jets can get a deal done, I would look to get him signed. If they don't sign Ehlers, if they don't re-sign Ehlers, then you got to go and get another top six forward, most likely a left winger. And then even if you do re-sign Nikolai Ehlers, if you want to take that next step forward, maybe the Jets sign another top six forward in addition. And then you get Vilardi and Ehlers coming back, and then you get another top six forward to maybe play that center position if the Jets wanted to improve their roster heading into next year. And that's the Winnipeg Jets offseason preview show. Short and sweet. The Jets obviously have some question marks heading into this upcoming season, but they just won the President's Trophy last year. Now, we have seen teams win the President's Trophy and fall off the next year, so it's not automatic. The Jets, once again, make the playoffs, but I think this team is pretty set for a playoff spot, assuming that they make the right moves this offseason. And we'll see. We'll see in a couple months in September when we get to the season preview shows for the next upcoming year. We'll see what the Jets do. If they make any big moves, any big additions. Can they re-sign Nikolai Ehlers? Does Gabriel Vilardi stay? Do they move Gabriel Vilardi for a different RFA? We could see some, depending on contract talks, we can see some movement with RFAs being traded for another RFA. that's a possibility as well. But if you are a Winnipeg Jets fan, or if you're just someone that follows the team, leave your comments in the comment section below. What do you think the Jets need to do this off season to get back into the playoffs again next year? Thank you everyone for watching, and we will see you guys on the next off-season preview show.